Sonia Marcos, reality TV reporter for TheThings. And I'm here with Madeline from Netflix's The Circle Season 7. Hi.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So I just watched the finale. What was it like for you watching yourself back in there? Because it was a little tense.
It was kind of hard, not gonna lie, because I watched this season as like I was watching myself as a character. Um, and I didn't always love that character. I mean, she was an interesting character and like she brought the drama, but some of the times I was like, God, you're a bitch.
Even after, yeah, like you cried in the finale, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
what was it like confessing in front of everyone?
I guess it was good to get it out, but it was rough.
Yeah. Yeah, you also mentioned in a previous interview that you were kind of compartmentalizing everything.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
it's
it
like
all,
I had to
yeah,
face these people as like real people. I had to face everything I had done.
yeah. Is that what also
Yeah.
got you when you met Heather? Is that what also kind of really got you when you saw her? Is that what made you break down?
Yeah. Like going into this, going into the circle, I was like, okay, I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to be myself, whatever. And then immediately I switched profiles with Rachel. And so I'm like, okay, I can't play genuine anymore. Like I'm already having
Yeah.
to play strategic, even though I didn't want to. And then from that moment, I was like, okay, I have to look at these players as players, not like
Yeah.
real people. So I compartmentalized all of that. And then when I saw her in person, I was like, fuck, now I'm having to address what I did to you and reflect on that. And it was rough and I felt bad after, but
Yeah.
I compartmentalized all that stuff back in. I was like, okay, I felt bad. I met her in real life. I really liked her. But now I have to pretend like the rest of these people are players still.
Yeah. You weren't afraid to play it a little dirty. It's at least that's what it seemed on camera. And
Yeah.
Darian actually said that he has so much respect for that gameplay. I was wondering, you said that you when you started the lie, you
Mm.
didn't know where it was gonna go. So explain that to me a little, like stirring the pot like that.
So honestly, when I did not wake up that day and was like, okay, I'm going to cause some chaos. It literally popped into my head when they asked, like, oh, did Heather spill any tea? I was like, oh, it'd be a really boring answer to say no. And I could start some drama and, like, you know, get people's eyes looking elsewhere and not at me. But it didn't go as planned. I was thinking that I was just going to say the one line and then they were going to take it from there, but that didn't happen.
Oh,
And so it wasn't like I even targeted Darian that morning. It was just like, okay, well, he started responding like he was defensive. So I guess we're targeting him.
I think when I was watching, I heard you say that you kind of want to put some spice there to your answer. And then, but I didn't know that, that's all you were thinking at that time. It wasn't meant for Darian to be a
No,
target. Yeah. So,
I don't even like, yeah, it was just, it kind of just happened that way. It wasn't like I had my target on Darian or anything. If Jadasia would have answered, I would have targeted her. I don't know if I would have targeted Kevin just because he was my number one ally.
yeah.
If Garrett would have answered, I would have targeted Garrett. So it was the way the cookie crumbles.
So, have you spoken to Darian like after the finale and you confessed about that lie? Have you spoken to him one on one?
Yeah, we definitely spoke. So we had a dinner
Mm-hmm.
that night, like after the finale, and we spoke and all was good. We have a group chat. We texted it literally all day. We're all good. Like I will always be like, okay, guys, just watch these new episodes. I'm really sorry. So it's like I understand if watching things back, he's like, okay, we were good, but now I'm kind of mad at you. But I mean, we're hanging out on Friday and like we're all excited, so I think it's fine.
So you didn't really expect to place, like third in the game?
No, not
No.
at all.
Did you have any bets on who would like on the winner?
Gianna,
Oh, you
and
really, yeah.
I actually
You
wanted to
called
block
it.
her.
Yeah.
But whenever I was a secret super influencer and I could block somebody, I wanted to block Gianna.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got in my head, like she was an immediate response for me with Gianna. don't even need to think about it.
That's funny.
And then I kind of got in my head and I was like, okay, but wait. And then I just started spiraling all over again. And I was like, I don't even know what's happening.
Darian said the same thing about making decisions in the circle because when he was explaining to me, like when he got blocked and everything, when he was a disruptor, he was saying that, like, okay, choose Jadeja, this and that, no question about that. But then, he said that he took the whole day, the whole night to think about it, and it all got into his head, and that's when he said he
They
messed
give
it
us
up
too
for
much
him.
time.
Yeah.
There's too much downtime.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's I mean, for anyone that wants to join, go, like in the next seasons, I guess they should take note of that. So
Go with your gut.
yeah. So when you were a secret super influencer, you chose to block Jadeja and you had to do it in person. So what was that decision like, and how was it like doing it in person?
Honestly, it was really, really tough. I mean, I wanted to block Gianna, and then I like had too much time to think about it. And I was like, okay, well, because I chatted with Gianna after I chatted with Jadeja. So I was like, okay, so who had Jadeja chatted with since we've chatted? Like things could have changed. Like she's not going to rate me high. It honestly just had to do with the fact that was one of the last conversations that I had was with Gianna. So I was like, okay, we trust her more.
Did you have any idea that Gianna was a catfish?
No,
No. They
not at
played
all.
it so well.
Yes, like I knew nothing. I felt like I knew nothing the entire time. I'd be like, okay, I'm positive that Kevin is a catfish, and I'd be like, actually, no, I'm not. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm positive that Darian's a catfish, and then I was like, no, I'm not. Like I literally never knew anything.
Yeah, it's like you also said that in the finale. You were like, I'm never right about anything.
Yeah.
But you
Which is
were
why
right.
I
Yeah.
was so surprised that I got so far. I was like, there's no way. I think that, and honestly, a lot of people are like, oh, you're so strategic, like you played a really smart game. I honestly think it was more luck than being smart.
You were right about Rachel though. But and you actually you had a strong feeling about that, she was a catfish and everything. What was it like swapping profiles with her, knowing that having that feeling that she was a catfish?
Yeah. Well, like I said, like that's when my whole like being authentic and stuff, I had to throw it out the window. Like it was from that moment, I was like, okay, I'm playing a completely different game than I thought I was going to be playing when I came in here. So let's just embrace it and try to use it to Madelyn's advantage so that we can, if we do swap back, then it will help me in the long run.
So, getting closer to the finale, did you always know that you were going to rank Kevin first?
Yeah. I think that we had a really deep conversation about our families. It's not shown that it was very long, but it was actually a very long conversation.
Yeah, I heard that when he said that. Oh, I was a little teary when we talked,
Yeah.
but I was like, wait, what did they talk about? Could you share a little bit?
We had like a very deep conversation. Like I think right after Andy got blocked, or maybe like right before, I don't know. And from that moment, I was like, okay, Kevin's my number one. I love Kevin. I don't care what anybody says about him. Like I trust him.
So do you guys have you guys stayed in touch after the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
cool.
actually we'll call each other after the episodes drop, and I'll be like, okay, I was the bigger villain this week, and he'll be like, no, I think I was, and yeah, so we bonded over that.
Yeah, I know that you guys have a group chat as well.
Yeah.
And going back to Heather, has she actually hooked you up with Andy, with a real Andy?
No, so I kind of got the vibe that like later after the finale that maybe there was some unfinished business there, like between them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, you got it, girl. Like, I don't even know this man. Like, I'm not going to do anything. And she didn't even ask me to like take a step back or anything. But just the way she was talking about him, I was like, okay, like maybe you guys should date.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not to be a detective here, but I mean, I saw in an interview that Andy was like at home with her, or I don't know whose home that was, but yeah. So that's interesting. And
And I was like, you know what? I did a lot of damage in the circle.
Yeah, no more
I'm not doing
damages there.
I'm
So,
not stepping on anybody else's toes.
if you could have undone any blocking, who would you have kept in the game and why?
Jadeja.
Yeah.
Like watching it back, I'm like, okay, she was being very genuine, like the entire time. And like it was just crazy to watch because like I'm made up this lie about her circle husband and she like clocked the lie immediately. She was like, I think Madelyn's making this up. And then she like reaches out to me personally and is like trying to form a connection. And in my head, I was like, okay, like she's just trying to get an ally for when Darian is blocked and she doesn't have anybody. But she was being genuine and like she's just a great person. I think that the twins are great people too, by the
Yeah.
way. But like in my mind, I wasn't thinking like that. I was like, okay, I feel like Jadeja might be setting me up. Like, I don't know if she's being real. I trust Gianna more. And so I guess watching that back, I guess I would have maybe wanted to trust Jadeja a
Yeah,
little.
and you would have blocked the twins, Gianna.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so powerful.
That's true. It's like I already knew when like Kevin and Gianna would always be like
Yeah.
the influencers. I was like, oh, this game is over. We're just here for the drama at this point. So
Yeah.
speaking of drama, like I check social media to see what fans are saying, and a lot of people like, so your mom said during a video call, your mom said, do what you have to do to win, apologize later. So I was gonna ask if did you talk about that? Did you talk about your strategies going in? Because you seem very close.
Um, Not really, honestly. And like I'd only watched one other season of The Circle.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. And my mom was like, just don't be boring.
So I read somewhere that your mom was the one that encouraged you to join Temptation Island season 4 in
Yeah.
2022 because she said you'd be perfect on the
Yeah.
show. What did she think about your performance on The Circle? Like after everything's wrapped up.
She thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
She was like, you made the show so interesting. And it would be different if I went on another dating show and I acted the way that I did.
Yeah.
But it's a game show.
Yeah.
Like none of that was real to me. Like Rachel was not a 23-year-old. She was like a 50-year-old woman. Like none of it was real to me. I had to have that mindset of like, okay, I'm talking to Rachel, but this could be like a 60-year-old man. Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
None of this is real to me. So I'm gonna like not be real either.
Yeah. So speaking of that, you mentioned that, if you joined the dating show, it would have been different. And I read on X, someone said, it's so funny. Someone said, like Madeline is out here playing like it's Squid Game. And I was thinking, you know what, maybe she'd be perfect for a more competitive show. Would you be open to joining Squid Game or maybe even The Mole, where there's like drama? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Again, though, like I feel like I got just very lucky in how it all played out. So I would like to say yes, I'd be good in those shows, but who knows? Like I just made like impulsive decisions. It wasn't really like, okay, like I'm writing in. It's funny because they gave you a journal to write in, to start writing stuff down. And like after like a few days there, I was like, oh, fuck, like I'm not writing in my journal. Should I be writing in my journal? And they're like, well, yeah, like a lot of people will take notes and like make like notes of what people are saying. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't doing that.
Speaking of you joining other shows, a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people hate you very openly, but at the same time, they're the same people that just want to see you on TV again. And of course, a lot of the Circle graduates have gone on to join Perfect Match.
Yeah.
And would you, if given the opportunity, would you join the Perfect Match?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty open to everything.
Yeah, because it's funny. So someone said that, if for some reason Harry Jowsey is on Perfect Match again and you happen to be there as well, they were just hoping to see some kind of, is it a clash? Are they gonna match? Are you gonna play him? So, like, what do you think you do? Or, like, how do you think you interact with
Yeah.
him? Because you guys are like TV explosives, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If I were to go on another show that wasn't like a game show competing for money, I would go like as myself, especially if like I'm going on a dating show and I'm like really trying to find somebody that, I want to be with. I would never act like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, the lying and like all that, I don't think that's cute at all. I don't do that in like my real relationships, like romantically or platonically. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't think I could have the capacity for that.
Yeah, I actually I believe that. No, because like like looking at your socials, I was like, she's actually pretty chill. I don't know why.
Like
Like,
I
I don't know
yeah,
why
I
everyone
don't
hates her. And
like
then
that.
your TikTok is all just your dog, and I'm like,
My dogs, we just
yeah.
hang out. I do yoga.
I mean, like, I feel like some haters would even be disappointed if they were to like spend a day with you because you're gonna be like, just chill.
Be like, wait, that's not you. And I'm like, that is not me. Like I was playing a character too.
So, like you're the first OnlyFans creator that became a contestant on The Circle so far. And that's a pretty big deal for a lot of people, especially those that
Yeah.
have been following the show for a while. What are your thoughts on that? Did you also know that you were, the first OnlyFans creator coming
Yeah.
to the show? Yeah.
Yeah, they told me. I guess I kind of mixed feelings about it. Like I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Like that is a job and it should be talked about just as, every other job, I guess. Like there should
That's
really be
true.
no stigma behind it. So I think that is awesome.
Mm.
And in the same breath, it's only a job. Like that's not who I am.
Yeah.
And I felt like in like a lot of conversations and like watching Rachel play me, which that was hilarious. Like it was just brought up a lot, and I'm like, okay, but you guys don't bring up your jobs that much. Like it's just a normal job. Like
That's true.
leave it alone. You don't, I have a daytime job too. Nobody brought that up.
It was really crazy that when I was watching it, they were really highlighting how spicy you were, how you're an OnlyFans, this and that, and then, but then
Yeah, and,
throughout
like
the game, yeah,
like sending pictures and stuff, which obviously I allowed that, whatever. But
Yeah.
in real life, I'm not sending that shit to somebody like the second conversation that we have. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a way to portray an OnlyFans model and it not be like she's also.
But would you say that, because obviously it became such a big deal even in the game, would you say that it had its advantage or disadvantage for you in your gameplay?
I like watching it back. I feel like it was really highlighted when Rachel and I swapped profiles, and Rachel was like having that conversation with Andy. So I guess that was good. Like I feel like sure that was great. I feel like I didn't really bring it up that much after that.
Yeah.
I think that it kind of did maybe open the door for like, because Rachel kind of started out as like super innocent and whatever, and then like
Oh, yeah.
later on, she like gave some like crazy answers, and I was like, okay, like I love that we're being ourselves, like we're not trying to put on this front of like, oh, I don't have sex. Like whatever.
Yeah, that was really funny because of course, like as viewers, what we see when Rachel said you see Deb, and it's like, wow, this is wild. Like if she played as herself, it would be like, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of you just being you and chill, a lot of people kind of want you to address the soap thing. You don't need soap.
I will. I don't care. Like I have a lot of hair, like
Yeah.
a lot of hair, and it's all real. And washing my hair takes so long. Like I have to get it so wet everywhere. Like it's very, very thick. I have to double shampoo it. And then
So I have
to,
short hair.
and then I have to put conditioner in it. And then it has to dry and it takes hours and hours to dry. So like if my hair's not that greasy, or like if it is greasy and I have dry shampoo, I'm gonna do that instead.
This is my last question. So, what's next for you after The Circle? Are you planning to go beyond reality TV? Is there anything you're working on that you could share with us?
So I guess I do hope to like be on other shows and like maybe do like some modeling or, you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have anything in the works currently
Okay.
because our contract just ended, but definitely open to it and would love to do that. Love to go on podcasts, you know.
Yeah. I really hope that you go on another show just because you're such a
Yeah.
joy to
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, and of course, you know, like of course I'm sure me and a few other non-haters would like to see you, you know, would like to see you like show your authentic like yourself more. And I know even
Yeah.
the haters would love it. You know, who are they kidding, you know?
Yeah. I don't even like they're so irrelevant to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
you do not know who I am in real life, so I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're
So
gonna comment and say like you're a bad person, I don't care because you don't know me. You've never met me in real life. So like that is irrelevant to me.
yeah, I feel like you're so unbothered when it comes to
I
that.
don't care. Like
Yeah.
if you're taking time out of your day to like search me, you don't follow me to begin with, to search me, comment on my picture like something mean, you clearly you like me some like at least a
Yeah,
little bit.
you're
Because
invested. Yeah.
you're going and looking me up. Like if you followed me before and then you're commenting, then I get it, I guess. But like you're looking me up.
Yeah.
You like me.
So that's it. And thank you so much for your time. And it was really fun talking with you, kind of humanizing the circle villain.
Yeah.